If everybody who challenges you is toxic, you're not healed, you're unaccountable. Healing that isolates you from feedback isn't growth, it's ego protection.
Let's go, New York! John Cash. Yo, listening to John Cash.
Welcome to another edition of the John Cash Show podcast. I'm so glad to see and speak to most of you. Yeah, most of you, because some of you hate watch. Today's topic, you're not healed, you're just avoiding accountability. Now, let's get into the difference between real healing and fake healing, shall we? Real healing looks like it changes how you react. It makes you feel uncomfortable. It costs you people, habits, and access. It requires consistency. Fake healing, however, on the other hand, sounds good. It feels safe. It helps you avoid accountability, and it never alters your behavior. If your healing never shows up in your relationships, it's imaginary. Wesley is cracking me up over here. She's got the look. Yes. I once had, and then I'm being transparent right now. I once had an old friend of mine that whenever we spoke, I noticed that every time someone disagreed with her, they were toxic. Her boss was toxic. Her ex was toxic. Her mama was toxic. At some point, I said, you don't have trauma. You have a pattern. Needless to say, she didn't like that, and we're no longer friends. Fuck it. I keep it a stack. Let's get into therapy speak abuse. We're going to call it out. We are going to call it out. These are the words that have been weaponized. Boundaries. Triggers. This one. Gaslighting. A lot of people didn't even know what gaslighting meant. They probably thought it was lighting the gas stove, but now all of a sudden, oh, you're gaslighting. Protecting my peace. And trauma responses. Also, trauma bonding. That's another phrase that's being weaponized. I'll be so glad when that is passé in the past. Now, let's get into this. I know it's going to get quite a few comments. Boundaries aren't walls. You're just scared of being corrected. And also, I cannot stress this enough. Everything that makes you uncomfortable isn't fucking trauma. All right, now I got that. I got that out the system. In our first listener comment, Lisa from Charlotte wrote, see, I asked her, she was like, yeah, you can put me down. I don't care. Like, okay, phew. See how they slowly, okay, had to shift the perception of this show for that to happen. We just wild and just say it everything. No, we very thought provoking here. Very mindful, very cutesy. Yeah.
Anonymity when needed.
Yeah. My friend said she was setting boundaries, but really she just blocked everyone who asked her why she was always late and never paid people back. She didn't set boundaries. She set airplane mode. Next comment. This comes from Darren from Phoenix. My ex told me he was healed, emotionally evolved, and self-aware. He was also still blamed his exes, his mom, and Mercury retrograde for why he cheated. And our last comment, this one is anonymous. I thought I was healed because I was peaceful. Turns out I was just single, unchallenged, and talking to myself. No, that was honest. um, so you know, thank you for your honesty. Thank you, Lisa, Darren, and Anonymous, for those entries. Appreciate you. Now, unfortunately, I've met people who can diagnose themselves in 5 languages, but can't apologize in one. They know the terms, the triggers, the childhood wounds, all that good stuff, but still, they're late, loud, and wrong. And strong and wrong at that. Let's get into aware but still trash. That's what I'm calling this segment. Now, the new archetype, you like that? It's 2026. We're leveling up the vocabulary. The new archetype can name their issues, but they still repeat them and expect grace without growth and want credit for awareness. Well, me being the kind-hearted motherfucker that I can be, I'm here to let you know that knowing your issues but doing nothing about them isn't growth, it's branding. So when he said he was protecting his peace, what he meant was he didn't want to answer questions, and that's not peace, that's dodging. Going back to previous episode, hit the mic. You chuckle every time I hit the mic. Now, let's jump into why people hide behind healing. People hide behind healing because of the fear of change, the fear of conflict, the fear of intimacy, and the fear of being wrong. Now, what does the fear of intimacy look like? Ghosting when things get real. Fear of change looks like self-sabotage when things seem too good to be true. Fear of conflict looks like avoiding talking about the situation. And the fear of being wrong is cutting people off instead of apologizing. I did that before. Fuck you. I'm not apologizing. Fuck you. You're wrong. Got to stand on something or you fall for anything. Now, with that being said, most people don't fear being hurt. They fear being exposed. Bars. Now, let me call out the audience. Are you healed or are you just calmer alone? Are you peaceful or are you just unchallenged? Yeah, that's self-reflection. That's the mirror moment.
That's something to marinate on.
Yeah, they're going to stop the podcast. They're going to be like, hold up. Am I peaceful or am I just unchallenged? That's going to linger. It's going to simmer in the brain.
Yep.
Then they're going to go to lunch and then they're going to play this back and they're going to listen to it. And they're going to get to this part again and they're going to be like, he's so profound. And he's handsome. Let me email my contact information. I'm going to give him some.
Put him under Uber Eats.
I want an Uber eater. I don't want a fucking Uber Eats.
That one, Uber Eats.
And my Uber eater, I don't want you to leave quietly. I want you to be very loud. Snosh, nosh, nosh.
They get more than the tip.
They get way more than the tip. Now, now I'm here to talk about the consequences of fake healing. Now, the consequences of fake healing look like emotional stagnation, lonely independence, shallow relationships, and recycle problems with new people. You see the theme here?
Pattern.
The pattern, the patternry. Just be very honest and frank with you guys. Avoiding people doesn't mean you've evolved. It means you've opted out. Some people think that they've evolved because nobody triggers them anymore. No. Nobody's close enough to trigger you. Now let's go into, what does real accountability look like? Real growth requires apologizing without excuses. I'm sorry, but you made me do this. What? No, that's not what real growth looks like. Real growth requires changing patterns and not vocabulary. Real growth requires letting people leave. They don't want to stay, they can go. Real growth requires staying present even when you're uncomfortable. So somebody can't say, you're toxic, and you'll be like, that's triggering, and walk out. You've got to stay present even when you're comfortable. If healing never costs you pride, you're not doing it right.
Bars.
Yeah. I really put my foot in these outlines. I'm just like, yeah, I gotta say this. This gonna hit. Gonna hit like them perks. I know. Now I know that some people are allergic to apologizing. Sometimes me, and will do anything except say I was wrong. Sometimes me. They'll change cities, change therapists, change aesthetics, but won't change behavior. Also, sometimes me. I drag myself too on this show. Don't think that I'm exempt from none of it. Some of these topics actually derive from my personal love life or personal professional life. Those who know. Those who don't know, you don't know.
Been there.
Been there and done that, yeah. So
ego checking.
Yeah, ego checking. There's a lot of ego checking in 2024 and 2025 and 2023. Let's get into today's final conviction. Now, peace that can't survive a conversation is fragile. And healing isn't about being unbothered. It's about being responsible. Bars. In this week's Petty Proverb, as we begin to wrap up this episode of the John Cash Show podcast, distance isn't healing if you've never learned how to stay. Once again, distance isn't healing if you never learned how to stay. If this episode made you defensive, sit with that. Support the truth at thejohncashshow.com. And also, accountability isn't free. Support us on Cash App, $ John Cash Show Podcast. Thank you for tuning in. We'll see and speak to you next time on the John Cash Show Podcast. Bitches.
Yo, listen to the John Cash.
Let's go, New York! John Cash. Yo, listen to the John Cash.